gonna take you on a little tour of some of the places and things that we saw and what they still see in the Badlands of Philadelphia. What's good? This is DJ Too Tuff, and you're listening to Tough Talk, episode 2. I left this Raiders out here for my fallen homies, for the dead homies, for the niggas that ain't here with us today, for my homies that ain't here with me today. So we sitting here in Clearfield, Jasper and Clearfield down the way. Right behind me on Helen Street, I used to live. The year was 2008, hard rock as ever, like the Crown Ruler said. And this spot right here, it was a cop car. I walked up to the cop car, tapped on the window, and asked to report something that I lost, something that I thought somebody had stolen. Over here at the Kensington L stop. We down here in Jasper and Clearfield at the scene of the crime. I was arrested here, unbeknownst to myself, that I had a body warrant in 2008. The part that strikes me most is that getting arrested that day probably saved my life. I would stay in jail for 11 months at the House of Correction. I was diagnosed with cancer, thyroid cancer. I had 2 operations in the House of Correction, and they had my shit open like a car hood. I was looking at 4 to 8. I had a serious bodily injury, John, aggravated assault, and miraculously, with the help of two very dedicated public defenders, well, I was able to beat the case on a 360G rule. But it was so much more than just beating the case. It was an incredible journey through the pit of life. Praying the entire way, praying all the way up to the verdict of you can leave, sir. Case dismissed. At that time, I was still in the middle of a life crisis, but God had allowed me to avoid a long jail stay. There's so many war stories that I could tell just standing right here. I would continue using and damaging myself throughout the period of the next 10 years until we arrive at a new freedom. A new freedom that we wanted to come back down to Kensington Avenue to address and to share with the people that's out here suffering. You know what I mean? The situation down of how we used to be, what we did to change it, and how we are now. And it's a very big difference between how we used to be and how we are now. So we came back down to the hood. We at Ruth and Clearfield, which is where I got locked up. Right now, we underneath Kensington and Clearfield, where it's all happening. It's all going down. We're here on the scene at Sunrise Studios, and that name definitely rings bells. I remember coming here, which is now abandoned, of course. I remember coming here and doing music with my man Dino, same boy that I used to be like the second-hand man in charge of running the whole kind of, street thing. So we wanted to stop by and put to rest some of the resentments that we might have had with some people that might have passed away along the way. And we still here, and we still grateful. I went on so many different missions with this boy Dino, Damian DeLeo, Dino Santiago. I know y'all know him from Sunrise Studio. Dino was Fisher Street Bull. We used to be at Fair Hill in Luzerne. He owned the bar. I was the manager of the nighttime shift. At the same time, I was running on the streets all crazy for him. If you read a Q-Point article that was done a couple years ago about me, it's called Part-Time Rap Star, Full-Time Drug Dealer. And it tells the story about how I used to get on airplanes. We in the hood, so we ain't really worried about the noise that goes on in the hood. As long as it ain't no gunshots, we're gonna keep on filming. So what I wanted to say is shout out to my man Damian DeLeo for putting a dream together, a dream on the street, a street dream, a Benny the Butcher dream, you know what I mean? A drug dealer's dream, a hustler's dream. And I'm glad to be alive and have made it through that dream to get to the next dream, which is the real world. Hey, peace, this is Too Tuff coming at you for Tough Talk by Immortal Filmz. 1.
In the hood said they know of me. Now some niggas in the hood said they know of me. Now some
Soup Kitchen, OT the Real, check him out. Free soups, free bake, free ARM, free Dark Love. Shout out to Baby Jordan and Erica, you know what I mean? We down here in the gutter. We down in the gutter, babe. Very grateful and very happy to be able to be here to be speaking to y'all.
Danger zone to the north. Danger zone to the north. North side, where I'm from. We get stupid dumb in the place on the mic and bust a rhyme. Yeah, let you know what time it is. It's like this, the boys that I'm with. We from the old school.
DJ Too Tuff, Immortal Filmz.
North side, the north side. North side.
Free all my dudes.
North side, yeah. I might start get swole and I rip off.
Check out Tough Talk.